I think it's quite a special thing they've got going on here in terms of there's not many places where you go where there's such a good culture of players that want to be here and staff that want to be around, and that's certainly been the case throughout the time I've been here, where it really feels like the boys play for each other. They've had a strong culture of senior players that have driven that over time, and although there's a bit of a change of the guard at the moment in terms of personnel, that's certainly something that's been the key factor that I think has affected performance, is that those guys have been so tight and loyal to each other, and they've really driven it. I think despite the position we are, obviously we're second in the league, we've probably been quite disappointed with the way that we've performed, and that's no disrespect to the other teams, but probably we set ourselves high standards, especially having been in the Championship for 3 seasons, and when we don't get it right, what we're doing, whether that's attack or defence or the set piece or whatever it might be, then we're quite hard on ourselves, and that's driven by the players again, because they expect high standards for themselves. We had to fight for everything for the 3 years in the Championship, and I think we've been playing teams that have been fighting really hard against us, and we've probably got to learn a little bit from them and learn about competing as hard as we can on every play, and making sure that we don't come off the field disappointed despite the result. We've not thought it's been perfect, but we've managed to, we've got the best defensive record in the league at the moment. There's probably certain things that we've had to do because of being in the Championship. Obviously, the challenge goes up around full-time players, so we had to learn to do things pretty well, be dominant in contact, work really hard for each other, chase back on breaks, and kick and exit efficiently, and they're things that we pride ourselves on. We've got a lot of boys that buy into that have been doing it for a long time. So, I'd like us to reduce the number of points that the opposition scores even more. At the moment we're going at 16 a game, but that's pretty good. But we know there's still room for improvement, and if we can drive our defensive standards, we've got a better chance of winning games and fundamentally finishing higher in the table. I thought the way that we played in the second half, the tempo that we showed was good. I think regardless of who you're playing or the opposition, from the position we were in 14-3 half time and having lost 4 guys to yellow cards, that it would have been easy to lose that game. And I thought we came out real strong mentality. We had a bit of a chat half time with the boys, and told them a few things that we needed to do better, and I think that just the mentality and the tempo they played with at the ball just meant we didn't really give them any breathing space, and that's what we know we can do to the oppositions. So we started them with oxygen and sort of took our chances well, which was good. Scored a couple directly from turnovers and did some good stuff in attack. So it was much improved in the second half. The interesting thing about this league is a lot of teams play with different styles. They like to move the ball around. We're going to have to move quicker than they do when we're defending in order to stop them. They've got some big players. Despite the fact that we played in the Championship, most of the teams we play seem to have bigger players than us, bigger guys, and that will be a challenge. They move the ball. They've got some big guys hanging about in wide channels, and we're going to have to move quicker and stop their threats, because if they get going, they can cause a lot of problems. Despite where they sit in the league and the results they've had, I think they're probably better than some of the results they've had recently. I'm not a very social person, and I don't tend to socialise with players or staff, so I'll probably just make a quick exit from the bar straight home.